All right, we will begin the Planning Committee meeting of Akron City Council. Roll call, please.
Fusco,
Here.
Kamer,
Aye.
Connor,
Aye.
Baylor, Mosley.
Aye.
All committee members are present except for Councilwoman Baylor.
Thank you. I'd like to entertain a motion. We accept the minutes of the previously held meeting.
So moved. Second.
Second.
Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, the ayes have it. Very good. With that, we have no public hearings today, so we don't have to listen to that long, boring speech. The item number one, though, this is an item that was, we conducted a public hearing on the 13th. And I do believe that we are okay to pass this particular item. Is this the third reading? I think it is, right?
Yes,
No
you are
need to
past the third
suspend the
reading.
rules?
Correct.
So with this, this is the billboard on I-76. I know the ward council person is in favor of this, Tara Mosley. And so with that, I'd like to entertain a motion for a favorable report.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Hearing none, we'll move on to the balance of the agenda right now. And so item number 2, time. We'll continue time on those items. Item number 6, this is the ordinance amending the zoning map by changing apartment house use district classification. Use on the property located south of the properties fronting East Market from Fountain Street to east to Ivan Place to a retail business use district classification. This is the SUMA expansion, and with Fairmont. And with this, I can say this, and they do have some representatives here, just in case there's any questions or comments from anyone. But I do know for sure that we've had 7 public conversations. Well, if you count the public conversations, there's been a dozen. But in the community conversations, there's been about 7. From what I understand, this proposal consists of a possible $55 to $60 million worth of investment on East Market Street, up to possibly 25,000 square feet of first floor commercial space on East Market Street, 200 apartments plus or minus, 100-room hotel plus or minus. One of the issues that came up was the garden. And we did have an on-site meeting with regards to that. A lot of conversation, I know, between SUMA, with city council members, and those from the neighborhood. And all I can really, they do have, and SUMA has committed to the 2024 growing season that they'll be okay, and that's been communicated to them. So they do know that. And I don't want to speak for all of council, but I'm pretty sure Tara Mosley and Sharon Connor, myself, and others were, and I know SUMA is interested in assisting Let's Grow Akron, assisting in terms of their search for a permanent site. This is much more important than a temporary site for obvious reasons, but I believe that that's the conviction of many of those who's been involved in this, and that's to find them a spot that they can own and that they can control the destiny of that parcel that they can grow on. And so with that, there's a motion, I believe, for suspension of the rules, right? I mean, favorable.
I'll make that motion for suspension of the rules with a favorable report, and also if you could add my name, I'd appreciate it.
Absolutely. Madam Clerk?
I would like to second that motion, please. And if you could add my name, that would be great.
Absolutely. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Against? Hearing none, we'll recommend approval this evening. Item number 7, we will take time on. This is the East Market Street corridor beyond, I believe it's the McDonald's, all the way down to Case? Case, thank you. Would like to continue to take time to ensure that all that has a business real estate interests are aware of what that is about. So going to recommend time. Item number 8, this is actually the overlay, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Antonucci. This is the overlay for the area that is the SUMA from Adolph Street to the McDonald's, I believe? Yeah, Fountain Street over, okay. Very good, and so this is the overlay. So is there a recommendation for a favorable report?
Motion for suspension of rules with a favorable report.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Very good, the ayes have it. And then with that, I'm going to recommend that we take time on 9. And on item number 10, recommend that we file, as that's the petition for the actual outdoor advertising space that we just voted on under item number 1. And then I believe we're going to take time on the balance. Short of any questions or comments at this time. We will now move into new legislation. Madam Clerk, could you please read in the first one that we have on our agenda, which is item number 2 under the new list of legislation?
Item number 2 is an ordinance authorizing a conditional use to establish a laundromat at 147 North Arlington Street and declaring an emergency.
For an advertised for public hearing?
Item number 3 is an ordinance authorizing a conditional use to construct an office, retail, and medical marijuana dispensary on the west side of White Pond Drive, north of Nafee Boulevard, and declaring an emergency.
For an advertised for public hearing?
And item number 4 is an ordinance authorizing a conditional use to establish a Type A daycare home at 782 Bellevue Avenue and declaring an emergency.
For an advertised for public hearing? Very good. With that, short of anything else to come before the committee, this committee meeting's adjourned. Thank you.
Our next committee today will be the Rules Committee, and it will begin at 2 o'clock. Those committee members are Freeman, Fusco, Amobian, Connor, and Malik. Again, that's the Rules Committee, and it will begin at 2 o'clock. Thank you.